The audiobook you are listening to today began healing even before it was written. Let me tell you how that happened. I am a clinical psychologist in private practice in the coastal city of Durban, South Africa. I have been working as a psychotherapist for over 3 decades, treating both hospital inpatients and outpatients. My work is devoted to guiding people through healing journeys. They transition from a place of inner turmoil to one of emotional equanimity and divine anchoring in spite of the devastating thunderstorms of life. Just as a surgeon performs medical surgery to mend what is in need of repair, I see my calling of psychotherapist as undertaking trauma surgery to heal both fresh and ancient emotional wounds. To be a healer entrusted with vulnerable souls and psyches of hurting people is a humbling and fearful experience. It is being the gardener, gatekeeper, and sentry of holy ground. It would be prideful to imagine that all the healing work is done solely by my own intelligence, academic prowess, or the eloquence of my speech. I learned right from my first patient, who fell to the ground weeping about her childhood abandonment, that I was merely the instrument, the conduit for a divine touch. I also learned that every healing instrument requires extensive fine-tuning and practice before evolving into a virtuoso tool. This turned out to be a sacred, lifelong masterclass. The experience and learning process has been both excruciatingly painful and exceedingly joyful. My journey has culminated in these letters of love to those that need to heal from the trauma, loss, and pain of losing a child through abortion and losing a part of themselves in the process. The world of clinical psychology, as the name suggests, is logical, objective, and in its early inception was also detached and dispassionate. It's filled with diagnostic assessments, personality profiling, and multi-axial statistical diagnoses. This has never been my only walk in the profession. I have always understood the value and preeminence of the therapeutic relationship, and more importantly, the centrality of divinity in healing. In the beginning, I found myself bridging 2 missions, meeting my professional clinical responsibilities and exploring the periphery of divinity, searching for the biblical secrets of healing. When you live along a coastline, you are never really lost because the ocean becomes your compass. For me, it's the warm Indian Ocean, and I wanted to swim in its towering waves. I am aware that it is very deep in the place where the waves form together before crashing onto the shoreline. I know how to wade in a swimming pool, but I'm afraid of my feet no longer being able to touch the seabed. For a long time, I have taken barefoot walks at the place where sea meets sand, with the tide caressing my feet and ankles, sometimes splashing much higher up to my knees. I have even ventured waist-deep and tucked my head underneath, but always able to stand up and walk towards the shore. Sometimes I would stand on a high rock and listen to the excited seagulls and delighted voices of children building sandcastles. Then one afternoon in the heat of summer, a few friends invited me to the beach to swim in the waves. I decided to accept the invitation and finally go into the blue with friendly support.